Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright. So, getting out the house even though I know it's gonna rain. Like I said, it rains every 4 days. It's been about 4 days, so now it's time for it to rain again. It's the only thing about living in North Hollywood, you get sick of this weather, man. But nevertheless, I just found myself saying to myself, I don't really feel like leaving the house right now. I don't feel like doing all that walking. I don't feel like. And I was just meditating about it, and the Lord was saying, well, let's just get out anyway. These are the days you got to force yourself to do so. I could be doing laundry right now. Lord knows I could use a little laundry being done. Art could be done. But for some reason, I feel compelled to leave the house, knowing that it's going to rain. I don't know. I'm just rolling with it. Just being active in exercise, I guess. But yeah, man, who knows what I'll find? Who knows where the Lord is actually trying to lead me? But I know for a fact He's trying to lead me today. I know that. I can feel it. So I'm just rolling with it. Having a pretty good morning for the most part. Nothing wrong. I kind of could have stayed in bed, as I'm kind of alluding to. Woke up around 8 something and stayed in bed till like 9 something. That's kind of day this was. But I feel like my strength is coming back around. My suitcase squats and stuff like that, I definitely felt stronger today than I felt since being sick. So the strength is coming around, man. That's what I'm hoping for. Is that it'll just get back to where it was before I got sick. And then being that way, maybe even build from there. So that's what it is, man. Just feeling better. Still not 100%. It still hasn't drained all the way out. Every morning I'm reminded of that. Coughing spells and stuff like that. But for the most part, I can feel my strength coming back around. I'm not gaining any excess bad weight because I've cut meat out of my diet for the most part, except for in the salad that I purchased a couple of days ago. Other than that, since I've been sick, there's been no meat. I've been eating pasta, a lot of pasta though. And I like it. My body's been okay with it for the most part. So yeah, I look as good as I've looked in the mirror since the turn of the year right now. So I'm pleased with that. Hopefully I can just continue to eat right, take care of myself, continue to do these push-ups, stuff like that. That's coming back around as well. My strength in my push-ups feels better today than it has in any time since being sick. So just getting strong again, feeling good about it. Some music came out. Haven't sorted through it yet, but I downloaded a lot of it. Watched a documentary on Kendrick Lamar's alleged gang affiliations and all of that. And it's just one of those situations where I look at that and just say, some people are just born and raised in environments where everybody they know is affiliated. So by default, you're affiliated. And I think he's one of those individuals. He didn't have to, because a lot of people, when you think about gangs, you think about joining gangs. People are joining gangs. You're from a transplant area. You're from some other neighborhood, but you want to be a part of the gang. You're from some other state, and then you move here, and you realize that it's probably in your best interest for whatever reason to be affiliated with some gang. So it's like, for people like that, they join gangs, or their affiliation is noteworthy. But for people who are raised in the neighborhoods, who all they are family members in them hoods, who even if they were to get away from the hood, everybody that they know and trust and who's going to be checking in on them are from the hood. It's like you're not escaping it, nor are you trying to be from it. And even if you're not from it, everyone you know and love is from it. So it's like, it's a different identity for people like that. They're not gangbangers. That's who their family is. And that's exactly what I from watching the documentary, that's Kendrick Lamar. He couldn't escape it if he tried. Because everybody who loves him is from there. Is from the neighborhood. Everybody he knows, everyone who raised him, all of the people he think about when he say his prayers, those people are gang members. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, when you're from Los Angeles like I am, you've known so many different types of people in that way, to where I know the difference between somebody who's from it but not of it, and people who want it because they think it's cool or because they done been beat up a couple times, so now it's like, all right, I need to have somebody behind me, or I'm a get money type dude, so I need to have people behind me. Like, it's a difference, man. Or people who just think it's the coolest thing in the world And they're so heavily influenced by the idea of having numbers with them to where they have to try to be from somewhere, so they jump around. Like, there's a lot of different type of people. They want to belong to something. And then it's just people like Kendrick who literally are from that, fam. They're not trying to be from anywhere. They just happen to know everybody they know just happens to be from the hood. And because of it, they don't have to join the gang. They don't have to be jumped into anything. They're not trying to go somewhere so that somebody will be close to them in that way. Or, you know, let me get over, let me hang out in the hood so people will respect me. No, literally everybody I know is from the hood. That's it. And so it's like, that's it. And then they go on to do great things, and it's like, do their affiliations define them? No. You know what I mean? Do they have to live up to some type of idea where they're trying to join something? No. This is it. This is all it was. It's all it's ever been. And it was real for them. They lost people to that. The people that they love have been lost to that. Family members are in jail because of that. So it's like, it ain't some cool thing, you know, with respect to people who join gangs because they really mean something to them, but they not from that. Respect to some of them who really put in work in various situations. This ain't that for that man. Like, that ain't who that is for Kendrick. That's not what that is. And so you just know the difference, man. And it's kind of laughable to me as an outsider looking at those who glorify it but are not from it. Like myself, someone who's from my walk of life but just has to be from a gang. It's low-key corny. It really is. When you know of the Kendrick types and you've been around the Kendrick types all your life and you've had them have conversations with you about how it really is when you're really from that, and you're not trying to be from that, you just happen to be from that. Had so many real conversations with so many real individuals, bro. I never be confused about where I stand in situations like that. You know what I mean? Never be confused about whether or not that's for me. It's not. I'm a different type of dude. I wasn't raised in that. It's not cool to me. You understand what I'm saying? It's not cool. Trauma is not cool. Forced poverty is not cool. In a lot of cases, some of these people from these circumstances have more taken from them than they realize. You know what I mean? And have had their identities lumped together with other people. And circumstances have been manipulated by individuals that are in power, who've manipulated their neighborhoods and stuff like that. Like, it ain't cool, bro. Only the ignorant will think that something like that is to be glorified and toyed with. You understand what I'm saying? These people living their lives. This is tribal. And a lot of these people are in poverty. They're trying to pull their way out of it. And they have a lot coming up against them. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what my understanding is. It's not something to join like a basketball team or something. It's not your local boys and girls club. And a lot of outsiders treat it like such. And it disrespects what it is that's been lost by those who are in the Kendrick Lamar's shoes, who don't have no damn choice. You understand what I'm saying? Who don't have a choice. Who don't just think it's some boys and girls club, something to join. If I'm not a part of it, then I'm not in the in crowd. People gonna think of me as a square. There's nothing wrong with being a square. Especially if you've known of many people who've lost their lives, lost their identities be messed with them, their freedoms, all of that's been taken from them. Just out of sheer ignorance before they even get old enough to realize this ignorance. A lot of people are robbed of this stuff before they even realize their adulthood. Most have their adulthoods robbed for them. By the time they get to a point where they realize all of it wasn't worth it, they've been in jail for 15, 20 years. You understand what I'm saying? There ain't nothing to play with, man. And so because I've been fortunate enough to be raised in a neighborhood outside of that energy, but are raised around enough people and raised in a time where gangbanging was at its highest, I was able to have conversations with real people, man, and fake ones, and ones who want to glorify it. Know damn well they ain't like that. Know damn well that nobody they know, nobody they pray for is really from that. You understand what I'm saying? But they have to be from something. If it were in a different walk of life and everybody was wearing pink hats and doing cartwheels, they want to join that too, because they just have to be a part of something. People, those are the weak links in a lot of situations. Those are the weak links. Those are the ones that end up telling on everybody. Those are the ones that end up turning on everybody, opening up the back door. Those are them a lot of times. They want to be a part of something. Their minds become fragile if they don't feel like they're in numbers. Those are not people that should be around. Do you understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times, because of money and because of the need for numbers, hoods be allowing those type of people around, and they shouldn't, man. They shouldn't. And so these are the type of things that from the outside looking in, I just know better. As a loner, I know I'm on the right side of this for myself. I don't need to join nobody's nothing. The moment I'm around anybody's hood, I'm neutral. I don't want to pick sides or nothing. I'm my own man. I'm gonna stay my own man. And anytime I'm around people that are from different hoods, rivalry hoods and stuff like that, I don't want to talk about nothing that y'all got going on. None of that, man. I'm from nowhere. Because I am somebody who has friends from rival hoods. You understand what I'm saying? They don't know one another at all, but I know them both. Do you understand what I'm saying? Got a coworker that was from there. One of my best friends is from there. If they were to be in the same room, it would be a politics situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if I call either one of them, they have my back. If I call either one of them and I tell them it's a life or death situation, they're bringing people that from their side to come save my life. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, no, I don't toy with that, bro. I'm not going to walk to either one of them and say, yo, can I be from your hood? No. It's corny, bro. Especially at the age I am. I mean, obviously at this age, that's corny. But 25 years ago, that's corny for me. You understand what I'm saying? 25 years ago, I know better than that. And I think that's a privilege, because when I listen to a lot of people who are not from neighborhoods where that's a real thing, who are not from states where that's a real thing, they tend to think it's something it's not. They tend to think it's people are playing. They tend to think it's a boys and girls club. They tend to think that it's as simple as you put on this color and therefore it's a problem. They don't understand the intricacies of what it really is in a lot of cases. What people are really struggling with, man. Even I don't, from the outside looking in. But from my perspective, I know to stay away from it. I know not to glorify it. I know not to toy with it. I know not to ask people questions. Where are you from? That's a question I never ask a man. I'm not a gangbanger. Why I need to know what hood person from? If I end up knowing because they end up telling me. I never asked them my associates what gang they're from. Never in my life have I ever asked anybody that question that I remember. Some things are understood. If that person's from somewhere and they want to let you know, they should let you know what is best for you to know. Otherwise, they betraying their circumstance. I'm a civilian. I shouldn't know nothing about what's going on in your neighborhood. I shouldn't know nothing about who did what or what circumstances required to do this and that. I don't need to know none of that. But some people think it's a game. Some civilians think that, let's ask these questions. Oh, it's on the internet. It's the internet. So they toy with it without understanding the context for which they shouldn't. Context is what the internet lacks. It thinks it beholds things a certain way. A lot of people think they see, and so therefore what they see is what they can identify, and then from there they think they understand. No, you don't see everything. It's not everything. That's not what you think you're looking at. Don't exactly look that way. You better look again. You better squint a little harder. You better squint a little harder. You know, that kind of thing. Look at it differently. Get a little closer to it. Now pull back. See if it's not something different than what it is you think you behold. That's the problem I have with this generation that we're living through right now, is that they're so arrogant in their beholdings. This is this. So from within this, I can do that and that and that. No, you can't. I was over there and they did this, so therefore this is what it is. No, it's not. Not over here. And that's the problem. It's arrogant in its nature, like believing that it knows what it's looking at, and therefore, because I'm looking at this, and because what's over there is like this, It's like that. In the Boys and Girls Club, they're able to go and shake hands. So if I come over here, I can shake hands too. That's what's wrong with the internet today. It's a bunch of that type of thinking applied to very intricate and dangerous conversations. You got your DJ academics who think he beholds what he's looking at. You got your Adam 22 who think he beholds what he's looking at. Like, fam, you don't even know the first thing about what it is you're looking at. If you did, you would not behave the way you do. You wouldn't ask the questions you do. You wouldn't even sit down with the people you sit down with. You would tiptoe very carefully around those people. Because what I've seen is people make those mistakes and lose their freedoms and lose their lives. And then in doing so, now they know better. Oh, damn, it wasn't what I thought. Yeah, but you died. You didn't learn. You died learning that lesson. Oh, damn. So the puzzle was actually to be looked at from a corner angle, not necessarily head on. Yeah, I know. Now you know. And it took you doing 30 years to figure that out. That's why it's like, man, context is so important. So I'm thinking you behold everything properly. You don't know the first thing about what you're looking at in situations like that. You don't know the first thing. Best thing to do is to stay away. If people tell you, yo, it's dangerous, just stay the hell away. If they tell you it's hot, don't touch it. And when it comes to this culture out here, LA gang culture, it's hot. Don't touch it. I don't give a damn how many idiots you see online toying around with it. I'm telling you that they ain't learned the lesson that many have already learned, which is don't touch it. And a lot of them are toying with it and they're going to get touched by it. And they think because they haven't been touched by it, that they can't be touched by it. And so did the last 100,000 people that died that way. That's what I'm here to tell y'all, man. Don't touch it, bro. If you're not from that, don't think it's cool. It's a way of life, it's tribal, and it's intricate. And it has a lot of different moving parts in every single situation. Nothing's the same. Nothing is just because you saw that over there in their hood don't mean this hood is like that hood. It's none of that. It's none of that. It's much more complicated than that. Sometimes people can find themselves squashing beefs over your stupid behind, playing games with their hoods. I'm watching academics sitting down with one of his industry beefs ops in real life. You got industry beef, academics. Industry beef. As in, nobody's really going to do anything to you because they know that the feds are right behind you and in front of you and beside of you. Everything you do is on camera. You're sitting down with one of your industry beefs, street problems, beefs. You're sitting down with somebody who would likely not want that person off the earth in real life so that you can fuel your industry obligations to your numbers. Both sides of that situation know you are goofy. I'm just being honest. They know that you are square. They know that you don't know the first thing about what they got going on. They know you made a lot of money. All of that. Has it ever occurred to you that they could end their beef by both ganging up and turning on you? Has it ever occurred to you? While you're sitting there saying things, sitting down with this man's opposition, somebody he used to be friends with, but now things went left. Don't you know that they could both have a ha-ha over you and squash their whole beef? And what do you think happens next if that were to occur? While you sitting up there having fun with them, what do you think happens next? This is the type of stuff that civilians need to understand when they toy around with street beef. This is the type of stuff that why a person like myself stays out of that crap. Because I know that type of stuff really happens. They get along over you. Look at this fool trying to pin us against each other. Look at this fool trying to keep our stuff going. Man, let's squash our nonsense and get something out of him. While he's sitting up there trying to be industry. It's funny. I got numbers. Yeah, you keep playing around with stuff like that. Sometimes people are just looking for a reason to get along, not the other way around. While you trying to pin them against each other. They're looking for a reason not to crash out over you, looking for a reason not to throw their lives away over whatever their problem was and has been, and some for which they may have forgotten. Or don't even have nothing to do with the individuals, more so to do with the hoods. They can come together over you. Why are you sitting down playing games with them? It's the type of stuff that growing up in Los Angeles has taught me. You do not play with that. And I'm watching academics and I'm watching Adam 22 and they're playing with this stuff, man. They're toying with this. And maybe they got enough people around them to protect them. Maybe they got enough money to make the security strong. But eventually, toying with this type of stuff, it's going to create some variables that they're not ready for. And everybody who's grown up in these areas know that. Whether they got the feds behind them or not. Whether they got the police behind them or not. That's one of them beholdings. You think you see that clearly? No, you better look a little closer at that too. That could look a little funny in the light. That could look a little different once you look at it a little closer. You think you got friends over there, you don't realize some of them got certain things going on. And that's why you don't toy with those type of things. That's why you leave that type of stuff alone. I hope I'm saving some lives, man. I hope I'm making some people not curious about stuff. Some of the stuff y'all curious about, y'all need to not be curious about, bro. Seriously, some of this stuff it's so exciting. Some of that stuff is life or death. While y'all trying to entertain people, y'all putting yourselves in positions to lose everything. They gonna wrap all of y'all up in a RICO one day. Including the entertainment gangsters and all the ones that think they just trying to go after, oh, let's put this gang together, put that gang together, let's ask them some questions. Ooh, this is kind of exciting. They gonna say you was a part of it. They gonna take you down. Type of stuff, these angles they don't see, man. I try to help though, bro. I'm trying. Lord knows I'm trying. From my little limited perspective. Staying outside of it, not curious about it, staying away. It's about as much of that as I do. I'm not for none of it. And the people who know me, who may be from those circumstances, understand that about me. I ain't trying to be from nowhere. I don't want to be with none of y'all. I'm not asking for y'all to settle anything in my lives, none of that. I'm not calling on you to get wrapped up in anything that I may create in my own, none of that. And if you're my friend, the last thing I want you to do is risk your life over me. I want to protect you from that. I don't have any interest in having my friends back me up and some, none of that. Stay away from that. Stay safe. That's the difference between me and a lot of gangbanging mentality people. I don't want my friends to come do nothing to be. I don't want to create something to where now I gotta call some of my friends to be crash dummies. I want them to stay free, stay with their kids, stay with their families. You understand what I'm saying? That's why that gang mentality never worked for me. There's a moment a person get in trouble, now you calling other people to get roped up in your stuff. But my idea of what a real friend is gonna keep them out of that. So it never quite made any sense to me. You're supposed to be my best pal. And now I get in a life or death situation, now I'm asking you to pick up a gun. No, I'm asking you to get the hell out of here. Don't be nowhere near this. Whatever's gonna hit me, make sure it don't hit you. So I never understood the gang mentality, because if I'm really homies, the last thing I want to do is put you in dangerous situations. Last thing I want to do is have you risking your freedom in your life. Don't make no sense to me. Independently thinking. Not influenced by what nobody else is doing, just thinking about it on my own. No, that make no sense. I want to protect my friends, not put them in danger. So why would I go for that? But see, in the world of influence, you're not taught to think for yourself. It don't even occur to you that you're not being friendly. You're putting your friends in dangerous situations. Y'all creating environments for which you could lose people. You're creating scenarios, rather, for which you could lose people. Why am I gonna do that if I cost them my friend? Why am I gonna do that if I'm loyal to them to the core? I'm gonna try to make the whole circumstance that I'm a part of as safe for them as possible. You see what I'm saying? Stuff we not taught. But it's common sense when you really consider the trauma of losing people, the trauma of going to jail for 50, 60 years. The hell would you want anybody that you're close to and that you're loyal to be involved in that? If our culture loved us, it would teach us how to make things safer for one another, not the other way around. All of this holds merit in my mind, man. And because of the influence of demonic cultures, self-destructive cultures, applied to people of color, we think backwards. We think absolutely backwards. You know, I consider the same thing in regards to the J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar rap beef. I believe in competition in hip-hop, in rap. Believe in it. But the reality is, a lot of what goes wrong in hip-hop and rap starts with lyricism and conflict. People don't know how to separate the two. People don't choose to. Even if they know better, they don't choose to. They want to take it somewhere else. And in the event that happens, you end up losing people. The same way. So for those who are saying, you know, J. Cole is trying to put an end to that, I say I respect where you're coming from. Maybe you don't follow the rules of what hip-hop is necessarily about in competition, but you understand the bigger picture as it pertains to not creating dangerous environments for your loved ones and people who would be loyal to you to the end. If K-Dot and J. Cole believe, if particularly J. Cole believes that the people that he loves are going to act violent over his words toward Kendrick's people and vice versa, then maybe it is in his best interest, regardless of what we think hip-hop competition is about, to put an end to that environment for which, or those scenarios from which that can occur, if he truly is a friend to the people that he wants to be loyal to. Now me, I don't think it would ever get to that point, because I don't believe those two artists to be those type of individuals. But does it matter if the people they are around are? When you consider, I may not be a street person, but the people who are going to take offense to what that person says about me and vice versa happen to be. Maybe he understands the wolves around him may not be able to handle him being a part of a rap beef. Even a lyrical one. And if that's the context from which he's coming from, and he's a real friend to these people, then it makes all the sense in the world for him to put an end to that. If he truly want to be a good friend to these people. If he truly don't want to see them in circumstances that could have them losing this and that. That is context that is relevant to me when considering my position on J. Cole as it pertains to whether or not he should engage in competition with Kendrick Lamar. If it's just going to be lyrical, and it ain't going to be no violence attached to it, then I felt like J. Cole should engage in that for the betterment of the culture. But if the culture is going to coerce us to losing people and coerce us into violence, then I need to adjust my mind as to how necessary that aspect of the culture really should be. It all holds context. And it depends on who it is that you are trying to protect or what it is that you're ultimately trying to accomplish. I think a friendly rap battle is a healthy thing for the culture of hip hop. But if there's no such thing as that in 2024 and everybody gonna want to shoot guns after the rap, then it doesn't hold the same weight. It's not the same thing. So that's what I want to say to all of you guys, man. Certain things just require a certain deeper level of sacrifice. If we're going to sacrifice certain things, you got to know what comes with that. If you're not willing to sacrifice certain things, maybe you're better for it. If what you're doing is not going to bring about any positivity for yourself and your people, maybe you should just let the aspect of competition in hip hop go by the wayside. If you know that the consequences of you engaging in competition is going to bring about violence. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is. That's what is the right thing to do. And you just fall in the sort of those who look soft when they apologize. You understand what I'm saying? To dead any potential beefs that will end in violence. And for that, if that's what Cole's doing, I respect it. Not only do I respect it, I support it. I just didn't think it would come to that. But I don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? He knows his people. He knows himself. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get back to a space where competition cannot have violence attached to it. Maybe we can get to a place where we're not immobilizing people who would do anything for us to fight our battles in general. BDF 44. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.